I'm going to put you on something. You've never had it before. You have to try it. Yeah, exactly. A lot of them would talk back, but I mean, volleyball.
That was bad. That was
It was awesome, dude. It was cool. That thing was
surprise.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Chicas Talk podcast. My name is Landon Parrish, and I am joined once again at Golf Suites by King Roger. King, how's it going?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. We've got a super special guest. Another former Texas Tech Red Raider, Andrew, is joining us on the podcast. Man, how's it going?
Oh, it's going. Thank you guys for having me. King's over there already laughing. I love it.
Because I made contact with Tristan, and he just started dying of laughing. So I break. I break. So
The eye contact with the audience.
it got
Gotcha.
me. It hasn't happened yet.
A couple shout outs before we get this thing rolling. Shout out to the live audience, first of all. We appreciate everybody who's here. So big shout out to them. And then to Mukewater Outfitters, that's where we have our shirts from. And if you want to go check out Mukewater Outfitters, you can go to their website and use code Chicas for 10% off. So if you're ever looking for any gear, use code Chicas and get you a nice discount.
And it's Christmas.
And it's Christmas. Yeah, it's perfect.
Y'all
can
get
get some
10%
presents.
off, right?
Exactly.
100%. And then also shout out to Skydive Media, again, doing all the lighting and recording for us and making sure that we look and sound good. So we really appreciate the work that they do for us.
100%.
But yeah, we'll get into it. Again, joined by Andrew Sorrells. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and talk with us a little bit. And for those of y'all who haven't seen our podcast before, don't know what we do, this first segment, we try and keep it focused on your life and how you got into basketball, and maybe a little bit on how you got to Texas Tech, some of that stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll start you off with a nice fastball question. And why did you pick up a basketball in the first place? How did you know that basketball was your sport? How did that come about?
My dad signed me up, and I think I was in like second grade. And you know how parents are. I mean, they're going to sign you up for every sport. They want you out of the house. They want you doing stuff. And I think they realized that sports build character, discipline, time management skills. They signed me up in second grade. I played basketball. I think in second grade, we had a pretty good team. And we went to the championship and lost 2-0. And then my dad signed me up for soccer, and we won the championship 3-0. So I had like this perspective that it's easier to score in soccer than basketball. But I was naive and young.
That might have helped you out with Chris Beard later on.
Yeah, playing some defense. Yeah. We only gave up 2 points, but we scored 0. But no, I liked basketball a lot, but just like most kids, played everything, and I think it's important for kids to play every sport because that's how you learn, what you love, and I think it's important to love your sport. I don't think really I fell in love with basketball till 7th grade, which is kind of when you start, as you guys know, that's when you start school basketball, and now you have a coach that's not an AAU coach or anything, and I loved my coach, and I also think that was the sport I enjoyed the most, and it was the easiest to practice.
Yeah.
I liked football, but when the coach would tell you how to get better at football, I was like, go hit the weight room. It's like, all right, well, the basketball coach is telling me to go shoot and stuff. It's like it's way more fun to get better at that. So that's kind of how I got started. My middle school coach followed me to high school, and so he was my coach from 7th grade all the way to the 12th grade, my senior year, and we had a good team. My senior year, we lost to Amarillo Paladuro because I grew up in Fort Worth, went to Birdville High School. It's a 5A school. And we lost in Snyder. And I don't like Snyder. And I have to drive through there every time I go back home to Fort Worth. And I just hate the place because that's where we lost in double overtime.
Ooh.
I was like 6 for 26. I couldn't make a shot. And I'd like to think that we were the better team. We just couldn't hit a shot that night. And our other best player, he was like 7 to 24.
Ooh.
And he went on to play for McCaslin at North Texas. We had a good team. And I loved basketball. And to answer the second part of your question, how I ended up at Tech, well, really I almost ended up at Angelo State, which is where Chris Beard used to be.
Yeah.
And spent a summer with him, was about to go to Angelo State, but then he called me and said he was taking a job at Arkansas Little Rock. And I didn't want to go to Arkansas.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to. was offered a preferred walk-on opportunity here from Tubby Smith, and that was kind of back when we were the laughing stock of the Big 12. I mean, you probably remember. I know you guys keep up with Tech sports. Like back then, you won a home game and we were storming the court no matter who we were playing because it just didn't happen often.
Yeah.
So I figured that I could come here and work my way into some playing time. And then you guys know the story. Tubby Smith leaves. And I'm like, all right, well, now I got to transfer. But then Chris Beard comes in, which I knew from Angelo State. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. But then he started bringing in guys like Jarrett Culver, Zaire Smith. And I kind of figured, well, I mean, I looked around. I'm probably not going to play. Like, these guys are going to the NBA. And, you know, my chances were pretty low of playing. But I love the experience. And I enjoyed every bit of it. And I don't have any regrets.
That's good.
Other than maybe I should have gone to LCU down the street my last year and played. But, I mean, going to the Final Four, it's hard to beat that experience. So I loved it.
You mentioned that you dislike Snyder. How do you feel about Minneapolis?
Yeah, like it even less than Snyder.
Even less, yeah. That's what
Yeah.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah. When you're up 3 with 19 seconds left in the game, I mean, I'm not a karma guy.
Yeah.
It's just not what I believe. But after Norrance, who's been on this show, and said he loved it, he buried those 2 free throws.
Big free throws.
Yeah, to put us up 3. Yeah, I know you guys remember. And I'm on the end of the bench, and I took off my warm-up because I'm like, it's over. We won. And the reason I did that is because when I was a little kid, I went to a national championship. Kansas played Memphis. Kansas won the national championship because Mario Chalmers hit like a buzzer beater. And I remember the front page of the newspaper the next day was this walk-on, and his warm-up was off. And you could see the name on the back of his jersey. He was on the front page of the newspaper winning the national championship.
Yeah.
So when Norrance hit those free throws, I'm thinking, I'm taking my warm-up off, and I'm going to be right in the middle of the huddle with my jersey. And I'll tell my great-grandkids one day, yeah, I was playing. Look, there's my jersey. And, of course, I take off the warm-up. They come down, they bury a three-pointer. And everybody around me is like, you jinxed it. But,
should have been a 2.
Yeah, it was tough.
I told Norrance this when we did the podcast with him, but the end of that game really does play and repeat in my head, and probably will until we get back there. But, I mean, yeah, I was on the same page as you. You're up 3, 19 seconds left. You've got Davide Moretti on your team. You're knocking down 92% of your free throws. Like, how does it go wrong? Well, it just did. And that's one of the great things you mentioned about sports, and builds character and all these different qualities that you wouldn't even expect. But something I did hear in another interview that you did back whenever you were at Texas Tech, you talked about how the culture of that group that you had great teammates throughout your time there, but y'all were so close knit that last year. How was that helpful to you guys through y'all's run the whole year?
I think it's everything. And I think you look at most great teams in any sport that they have good culture and that they're together. And because I think the second you realize that one of your teammates is strictly there for selfish reasons or for their shot attempts or to increase their draft stock or whatever the case may be, it's hard to trust them. And I think we really trusted each other. And we liked each other. Like, we have a group message today that we still – I mean, Kevin McCullough had a triple-double the other night. Of course, it's at Kansas. We wish it was at Tech. But, I mean, guys are congratulating him. Jarrett Culver's been playing well, and people are we're keeping up with each other.
Yeah.
And some people would say, well, you guys are only doing that because y'all had such a successful season together. We hung out, I mean, before going to the Final Four, off the court all the time, going out, doing stuff, going out to eat. Like, we liked each other.
Yeah.
And I think that really does pay big dividends on the court.
Yep. I'm going to take you back just a little bit. Back kind of when you started playing and stuff. You said your dad signed you up. So would you call your dad, I guess, your biggest influence to play basketball? Or who was your biggest influence to pursue basketball? Definitely
my dad. I mean, he signed me up. He coached me. He was a part of the reason we couldn't score in the second grade championship. He couldn't drop a play, I guess. I mean, we scored 0 points. But he...
How long are those AU... like little league basketball games, are they?
I mean, they're,
long enough.
Yeah. I think it's 6-minute quarters. But it had to be a beat now. Looking back, like being a fan in the stands, watching kids travel all over the place and not score.
It was a thriller.
But he really was a big influence, and he was hard on me. And I think he realized, when to back off. And because I have a brother, and I'm not a parent, but I've observed parents that you got to parent each kid differently. Mm-hmm. And he would push me. He would kind of find that happy, like the perfect spot where to be not too hard on me, but make me better and challenge me. But he was, my first game, my senior year, I was 100% from the field, which never happened ever. Had 25 points, but I did miss a free throw with 13 seconds left. So I missed one free throw and was perfect from the field.
Yeah.
Of course, after the game, he's talking about that one missed free throw.
Yeah.
So, he was hard on me, he challenged me, but he's also the reason, he was taking me to tech games, taking me to basketball games. He was a huge part of why I fell in love with the game.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you played at least basketball and soccer. What other sports did you play?
Once I got to high school, it was just basketball.
Just basketball.
Growing up, it was everything. It was soccer, it was baseball. In middle school, the coach had a requirement that you have to do cross country, which I was good at, but I did not like. I just don't like running, and I get too competitive. I'm not self-promoting, but all of a sudden there's like a race. You're like, all right, I'm trying to win this, but I hated running.
Yeah.
And then, of course, track, and me being, the cross-country guy. They thought, oh, he's so good at cross-country, but really I was just trying hard. Yeah. So then it comes track season, and they put me in the 2 mile and the mile. I'm like, all right, this is what I get. But I played everything, and I think sports, you learn, like in soccer, you learn to anticipate, and that can translate to basketball. Mm-hmm. Hand-eye coordination of baseball, I think they all translate a little bit. Football was fun, but after you get ear-holed once, I'm like, why am I doing this? So basketball is that's what I like the most, and that's what I stuck with.
So you said you picked up all these sports. You learned these lessons playing sports that you can't teach until you're in a situation with a team. What would you say was your biggest lesson that you learned from your high school career that kind of propelled you to stick with basketball whenever it might not have been going your way, you're not getting to play as much as you want? What from high school really pushed you through that?
I think just trusting the process, and it sounds cliche, especially when you hear it from the wrong person saying trust the process. It's like, all right, but really, when you look at your freshman year, and I wasn't on varsity my freshman year, not until sophomore year, but it was a big school.
Yeah.
I remember practicing with the varsity team my freshman year and thinking, man, these guys, I don't know if I'll ever be this good. But then you just stayed with it, and I only played one sport, so in the off season, we had guys playing football and other sports, and all I was doing was playing basketball.
Yeah.
And every off season, I made a huge jump, and I just kept practicing. All of a sudden, sophomore, I'm on varsity, which a year ago I didn't think was even possible. And then in the second half of the season, I'm starting on varsity. Mm-hmm. So, and then you keep playing, you just keep staying after it and getting up shots and getting in early. And I think just the compounding interest, eventually you get there. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really what I learned, is just sticking to the process.
Trust the process. What is that? The 76ers? Trust the process?
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid. Trust the process.
That's right. That's good.
That's all I got in my head was just Joel Embiid just saying trust the process the whole time. But kind of jumping towards your days of Tech, that Final Four run. We all know the run. We've all heard of the run. We've all seen everything. We all had that heartbreak. I think everybody in this room can probably tell you where they were if they were watching it. I was at the United Supermarkets Arena. He was at home watching it on a massive TV.
Yeah.
But emotionally, even we talked to Norrance. He was upset. He was mad. The whole sherbet incident with Norrance and stuff. How was your emotional roller coaster during the ride?
During the run?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was roommates with Norrance, so I got to experience all his emotions. After the Final Four, we lost the national championship, and it's tough. But at 4 o'clock in the morning, when he's banging on the wall saying we had it, And I'm like, dude, yeah, we did, but we got to be on the bus in 2 hours. Why don't we get at least a nap? It's over. But it is an emotional roller coaster, and March Madness is. They call it that for a reason, and it's the best team doesn't always win. It's not a 7-game series, and that's what it is. That's why it's entertaining, because you don't know what's going to happen. It's one game, and there's lots of upsets. You have to play better that night, and with March Madness, you win a big game. We beat Gonzaga, or you beat Michigan the night before, but you can't. You celebrate it a little bit, but then it's like, if we're wanting to win this thing, we got to be ready to play in 48 hours again.
Yeah.
And so it's almost, it is emotional, but there's so much going on. It's such a fast pace. It's almost hard to really sit down and think. After we lost to Virginia, we kind of were like, all right, what just happened? Man. And it was weird, because it's hard to get to that moment. Yeah. And you look at Virginia losing to 16 seed the year before, and then you look back on their tournament run that year, all their emotional roller coasters. They beat Auburn right before us, and Auburn had that game won, and we're about to take the floor to play Michigan State, and Auburn, their whole team, we're about to take the floor, and they're going out the same tunnel, and they're just, it's grown men crying, the coaches. Yeah. And Tariq, of course, huddles everybody up and says that could be us in 24 hours if we're not ready to play, or not 24 hours, but in 40 minutes. Yeah. But it is emotional.
All right, I'm going to bring you back. We've got time for about one more question. And this is if I were to think of a play at Texas Tech that is going to stick out in my head, because it was just so awesome, and then what followed it was just even better.
I know where he's going.
We're playing against Baylor. It's a blowout. This game is very much over. Shot clock is off, and there's a lob that is thrown to Avery Benson. Just walk us through your mindset, if you remember what you heard from Coach Beard after you got pulled out of the game. Just walk us through this.
Well, if I tell you what Beard said, you're gonna have to bleep a lot of stuff out. This will take a lot of editing. You had Avery on the podcast.
Yes. We did.
Did y'all ask him the same question?
No, we did not. I needed to hear the.
So there won't be two versions.
No.
There'll be one.
Okay. It does take two people to execute an alley-oop.
Yes, it does.
And
I think the lobber is the most
He did point at the rim.
Part.
That's what I was going to ask.
I wouldn't have thrown the ball if he didn't point at the rim. But the shot clock was off. We're blowing them out. Sportsmanship. Yeah, you probably just dribble the ball out. But I had the ball. I'm trying to cross half court, and normally, it's a 25-point game. Just back off. The shot clock's off. Let's end the game, and everybody go home. But they were trapping me, and so I just escaped the trap. And I look up, to see who's open, and Avery's wide open, but he's also pointing at the rim. So I'm like, all right, and so I just threw it out of instinct, and right when he threw it down, and the arena, everybody exploded, because they love seeing a Caucasian throw one down, and of course the walk-ons that we get in at the end of the game, and they still had their guys out there, and right when he threw it down, I'm like, oh no, this is not good. And I turn, and our bench is kind of standing up and going crazy, but then I see Coach Beard, and he gets up, and he's his suit's flying off, spit's flying, and I can just see him out of the corner of my eye as I'm trying to defend the last 5 seconds. And right when the game's over, I'm like, I better go apologize real quick. I go over there, and he kind of gives me the arm bar and tells me to apologize to Scott Drew, and
how sincere was that apology? Were you actually sorry?
The thing on this story is, I probably shouldn't have done it. It was bad sportsmanship, but I don't regret it.
Yeah.
But I did apologize to Scott Drew. And the whole time I'm thinking, if I were Chris Beard, I'd want to apologize to Scott Drew, because you got to play him again. Yeah. And fun fact, I don't think Scott Drew has lost to Chris Beard since then. That's a weird. I'm not taking credit. I'm not.
It's Avery's fault.
It's Avery's fault. Around the world. Avery's fault. But I think that it's a class thing. You got to show Scott Drew that you care. We get back to the locker room, we'll laugh it off, whatever. We get back to the locker room, he's still mad. He's still yelling at us, saying stuff I can't say on camera. And then he makes me and Avery get up and go to Baylor's locker room and apologize to Scott Drew. I said, I just apologized to him. Make Avery go down there. And he said, no, both of you guys are going. He actually threatened to make us write individual handwritten letters to their staff. But we did go down to their locker room. And I'm like, did Scott Drew, after getting blown out, want 2 walk-ons coming and apologizing for dunking at the end of the game? And so we go in there and we try to make it as sincere as possible. And you could tell he didn't want us in there. Like, he taps us on the chest like, hey, you guys play great now, get out of here. Yeah. But it is, I knew you were going to bring that up. Everybody brings it up. I mean, I'll run into somebody random in Lubbock, and they don't remember much about, because I didn't do a whole lot, but they remember that. They remember the alley-oop. But that's kind of the story there. Avery may have a different story. He may say, it's the pastor's fault.
He was pointing to the clock, letting you know how much time.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
He wasn't asking for the law, but might as well throw it down anyway. The ball's in the air. He could just catch it.
Yes, exactly.
Might as well throw it down while I'm up here.
And it's Baylor, though. If it had to be somebody, it's Baylor.
Yeah. And that was a pretty great game. I'll let King take this last part away.
What do we got here?
Okay, so our sponsor, Muke Water Outfitter, for you, it's called Broquet, right?
Yeah, it's a Broquet.
It's a Broquet. Can you pass that down to him? It's an ammo crate.
I'll let you open it up, kind of check out what's in there. It's a gift to you.
It's not going to be like a snake, right?
No, it's not. So if you'll pull, there's a big latch. Pull that on the side. There you go. Just some gifts from Muke Water.
This is awesome.
Are you a big hat guy?
Thank you to being on.
I am a big hat guy. This is cool.
The last time we did this with Lawrence, actually, the hat did not fit his head, and so
surprise, surprise.
I kind of felt bad because he told us immediately. He was like, "This hat's not going to fit," and I was like, maybe if we like all the way big."
He'll go to a hat store, and I mean, he'll see a hat he likes, but they don't have a size. Just like shoes, though. Yeah. I mean, he wears like a size 15. This is awesome. That's nice of them.
Yeah, so just a gift from Muke Water Outfitter. Again, big shout out to them. We appreciate the.
And you told me that they're right off over by affordable storage, and that's 2 minutes from my house.
Yeah, you got to go.
And I have not done any Christmas shopping yet.
There you go. You got 10% off. Use code Chicas, and you got 10% off on all your Christmas gifts if you choose
well,
to
thank
go
you.
there. Yes, of course. And that's going to close us out for the first segment on this podcast. We're going to get the cameras moved, and in 2 seconds, we'll be over there hitting some golf balls. All right, we are back with the second segment of the podcast. We're going to be hitting some golf balls, and you have very, very small shoes to fill because
that's what I've heard.
Literally big shoes to fill. Figuratively, they're pretty
But from a
small.
golf standpoint, tiny shoes to fill.
Yeah. We have gotten better both times though. Avery on the long drive had 23 yards, and Norton's got 150. So we've been moving
with a
up.
driver, hitting sandwich distance.
And the tough part is it's got to read. Sometimes it doesn't read good shots, and so you'll get to see that when we get over there. But as for now, we're going to ask you some fun questions, just kind of to get to know you, and we'll do that, and then we'll get back and play some Jeopardy. But we're going to start off. First question I've asked this to everybody so far. It's midnight, and you've got to go somewhere for a snack. You can do when you played at Texas Tech, and now where are you going for a midnight snack?
A midnight snack. Yeah. Your options are limited at midnight.
Yeah.
Whataburger is the basic answer, but it's a good answer.
What do you get from Whataburger?
I do the double meat hamburger, and I don't do cheese.
No cheese.
But I exercise the fries, not the drink though.
Yeah.
You can get refills.
Yeah. You don't need to.
But yeah, I'd say Whataburger.
Okay.
The Cane's on University while I was in school though was at least open till like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Did you have any sort of was there anywhere that you could or couldn't go while you were playing, or was it just kind of?
Well, I mean,
up to you?
Past midnight, the nutritionist is not. I mean, they're not around. They're in bed.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
We pretty much ate wherever we wanted after midnight. Yeah.
I like that.
And nothing off limits.
Yeah, I like that.
What about you guys? Where would y'all eat?
Ooh.
After midnight, I'll probably go Cane's. There's a Cane's like right next
Cane's
to my
is good.
house.
Yeah.
So I will always go to Cane's, and then you can actually do that cup of sauce now. I know I don't need that much sauce.
A cup of cane sauce?
Like a full
Like
cup?
a cup, like a medium
cup? Wow, that's a lot of cane sauce.
But like,
Not like cane sauce. That's a lot of cane
Wow.
sauce.
you just do one dunk, and then you're good. And then you can do that cane sandwich, and then eat it that way. And then I get to keep cane sauce in my fridge for an extra. I don't eat all of the cane sauce. I hear people back there judging me. I do not eat all of the cane sauce in one sitting.
He's got the hack.
All right, so I'm going to put you on something. If you've never had it before, you have to try the Cheesy Gordita Crunch from Taco Bell. It'll change your life.
Taco Bell, man. That's
I'm
going
telling
against
you.
Taco Villa.
I'm telling you, people can't go to Taco Bell at midnight.
You're
If I
Villa
could
guy?
go
That's true,
to
that's true,
Taco
that's true,
Bell,
that's
then
true.
maybe
All right.
I'd go there. But the Cheesy Gordita, I'm telling you, you just have to try it. I was not a Taco Bell person ever. The Cheesy Gordita Crunch, it'll change your life. I promise you.
Dude, I don't know, man. I guess I could consider going to Taco Bell when Taco Bell is closed. But
yeah.
if Taco Bell is open, I'm going
Taco Villa
Bell.
is. What do you get from Taco Villa? I know we're going through like a million questions right now. What's your go-to
No,
there?
that's it. The simplest question because I go there often. It's a combination burrito.
Yeah.
But again, I don't do the cheese.
Okay, I like it. And as you can see, the level has increased.
That's got to be past their drives.
Yeah, that one flew their drives and is kind of waving as it goes by. Yeah, that one was money right there.
So you're a Villa over Bell guy?
100%.
Oh yeah.
Are you Bell over Villa too?
I'm Bell over Villa.
Oh man.
Wait,
They're so
I can't.
different. I don't think it can be
Okay.
a fair comparison.
I think it can, because I think Bell is superior to Villa.
Wow.
I can't be the only one. Somebody, nobody.
I don't think we have a single thumbs up back there.
So all in favor of Villa?
Thank you.
Yeah, I think
It was
Villa.
unanimous, except Villa, Bell. I got two. So it's 3 versus 30.
There we go.
Wow.
Putting on the Stripe show right now. What a shot.
That's insane.
I'll let King take the next question over.
Okay, so when you were a kid, what was the name of your favorite stuffed animal or toy?
Stuffed animal or toy? I had a pet tiger. Not a pet tiger, a stuffed animal tiger.
Yeah.
That I did sleep with. And I named it Shane.
I had a dog named
And
Shane.
I don't know why I named it Shane. I think there was maybe a character in the Disney film Mulan named Shane, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But
I think that might be right.
Mulan was one of my favorite movies. I named it Shane. Shane the Tiger.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
As opposed to Mike the Tiger at LSU.
I had a monkey, and its name was Monkey. And he went to all my surgeries and stuff with me.
You brought him to your surgery for good luck?
Yeah, it was my monkey.
What about you?
I had a lion called Leo, and my parents would get mad because I'd keep shaving his mane, thinking it was going to grow back. It never grew back. But my parents were too nice to tell me that, so they would get me that same one and like, oh look, his hair grew back. I didn't know until I was like 8 and I went up in the attic, and there was like 5 lions with shaved manes there, and I was like, Leo. And I didn't have a stuffed animal after that.
Did you take it out of the house like Landon did?
Oh, all the time. All the time.
I never took mine out of the house. But then one day I showed up, my parents took it. I
Yeah.
think I just reached the age where
Didn't
they were
need it
trying
anymore.
to get me to grow out of it, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, so the next question that I've got is, whenever you're on the bench in a game and something cool happens, did you have a signature celebration? Like, was there
It
something
just
that you did?
depended. You know, at dunk, you got to jump up and like,
Yeah.
jump when
Yeah.
you jump up.
Oh.
I think at 3, of course, I was on the bench a lot, so I had them down. And especially when Moretti would hit a 3, I would just kind of like wave the 3 fingers.
Yeah.
Occasionally do the guns in the holster. But we had a lot. Especially like Avery, you guys have talked to. We had them down.
Yeah. I mean,
And especially get creative with the towel once you have it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Avery was the corner 3 assassin. That man.
He was.
Man lit it up from the corner. I remember one game we were playing in Denver City, and it was probably the only game that I've ever like really went crazy, but I hit like 4 threes, 4 possessions in a row. Had to hit them with the arrow and hit
The arrow?
Yeah,
I like that one.
That one was my
That
go-to
one became
fire.
popular.
Yeah, it was good. That was my go-to one, but
I was always the stare down. Like I would just like hold it and just stare.
Stare at whoever was guarding you.
Yeah. And then as soon as the ball went, I would like turn around.
You
and sprint back.
get teed up for that now. Like you can't look at them.
Yeah.
So, you dunk on someone or hit a 3 and you stare them down. I mean, for more than 2 seconds, they're gonna give you a technical.
Yeah. So my freshman year of high school, we were playing in a varsity tournament, and like we weren't like the worst varsity. We were like, but I hit a 3, and it was like my first 3 of the season, and I stared down their assistant coach.
The coach you stare down?
I stared on because he said something. He's like, "It's off," and I like made it, and I turned around immediately holding it, and I was like, and then I had to sprint back on defense. Instant technical, and my coach took me out. But that was totally worth it.
You're a savage, King.
I do have one kind of on the same line. So when you're playing in other arenas in the Big 12 and you've got a student section that's just jawing at everybody, how much of that do you hear? And did you ever respond to any jarring from stadiums?
I don't think I responded. I had teammates that did. Yeah, I had a teammate named, and I'll call him out because I know he's overseas, and I don't know that he'll listen to this because I don't even know if he. I don't know, but his name is Rokas Uvidas. He played here 1 year, Lithuanian guy, and we were at Oklahoma State. And if you've seen the Stillwater, like their court setup, their student section is like right behind the opposing team's bench. I mean, from me to you as a student, and like me being on the bench. And they were harassing him because right when the game started, he took off his warm-up because he thought he was going to play. And so now they saw his number and his last name. He's 6'11", Lithuanian, easy target. They're just harassing him the whole game. He doesn't play. And finally during timeout, he turns around and just tells him to, to shove it and shut the F up. And the coach heard it and told him to, get out of there. But it was, I haven't responded. But Oklahoma State and TCU, they're really close to you.
Yeah.
And not many feet apart. And so you can hear what they're saying. You just kind of have to tune it out.
I think I know what you're about to say.
Do you remember our freshman year when we were at a basketball game?
I was about to tell this story. This is my favorite, bro.
we were at a basketball game. It was for LCU, and wow, that was strike. So we're at a basketball game, and we're right behind the opposing team's bench. And me and Landon, for some reason, we were already blowing him out, but me and Landon just got bored and decided to do the heckling and do the harassment. And it got so bad that their coach got a technical because of us.
He was yelling at.
He was yelling.
He was yelling at you guys.
The person on the end of their bench was wearing number 0, and so he never played. And so we were letting him know that he's got his stats on his jersey and everything like that. So he got up and started yelling or something like that, and he yelled at his guy to sit down. And then we yelled something to their coach about him not having hair or something like that. And he turned around and stood over and yelled at us, and then got teed up, and that was incredible.
But the funny thing is, we went to dinner that night. We went to Cane's, and we're just eating that was a fun game. Their bus pulls into Cane's, and they all file out. We're standing in line at Cane's
Did they recognize you? Did they recognize you
Oh,
guys?
yeah.
Nobody said anything, but they were all just kind of
They were all staring, scowling, and I think their coach said something. Was it to you?
Yeah, I was ordering, or I'd finished ordering because they were behind me. And they had this one huge dude that was behind me, just looking over me.
Yeah,
and then I order, I'm walking away, and he was like, y'all were the ones who were sitting behind us, right? And I was like, yes, sir, that was us. And he was like, good job. And he walked
good
away.
job, you got
I
us.
was thank you.
Because y'all got some points out of it.
Yeah, exactly. It was a big play.
Was it a close game?
I don't think so. I think
it was close for a little bit, then we pulled away. But it was.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
The fact that they pulled onto the Canes that we were, and were just all staring us down. I've never just eaten food faster in my life.
Because we also pretty often get it from when we play teams like WT and stuff like that. people like to point out that we're like, I mean, apparently if you're a Christian, you can't heckle the other team.
You should be able to heckle them, but you shouldn't be able to cross the line of
exactly.
using curse words or.
Yeah, that's the number one thing though we get. We'll be like saying something, and they'll be like, "I thought y'all were a Christian school," and we're like, "We just were yelling while you were shooting a free throw." Like, I don't
you
know.
still can't make a free throw.
I don't know what to tell
I like
you.
that.
Jesus loves you, but you're bad.
Yeah.
I thought you were a basketball player. Make your free throws.
You playing basketball was not in God's plan.
That's the most common heckle that gets thrown back at us. But
I like that.
That's why I was literally thinking about that story when I asked the question.
Like refs also did not like us for some reason. Like
Some of
during
them.
like volleyball games, they would
Volleyball
ask
was
us
the
to like
worst.
go up like 4 sections.
Because volleyball,
They had y'all's picture.
volleyball was good.
But for volleyball, we got to stand on like the court. They let us stand on the court at LCU, so you're allowed to get like on the perimeter of the court, not like.
You don't have to be like.
So there's
in
a
the-
perimeter
We
line.
were like,
So we were up on the lines, like as far as we could get to the line, and like we would like
you
have our
can
student
stand.
section.
like
we
all of their teams, they line up in volleyball down, like, and they're all standing up, and so we'd get our guy like to stand like right here at the end of their line to continue it, and we'd like try and get high fives and stuff like that. But
That's funny.
They didn't.
did
Some
not appreciate
officials
that.
found it funny. Like if the coach didn't care, they didn't care. But if the coach started complaining, then we had to move.
Being that close, you could probably get in some of those girls' heads. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
100%.
like you're literally like shoulder to shoulder.
and they can
like,
hear everything
that
you're
was a great
saying.
play. Yeah, exactly. A lot of them would talk back. I mean, volleyball is a little bit different. A lot of them would like actually have a conversation.
I just
with
remember
you.
that one ref that like, if y'all stand up again, you're gone. Like
Yeah, she was like throwing
you're
people
gone.
out.
Wow.
She like started chunking a couple of us here and out.
Wow.
But I guess then your next question is, what is your favorite movie, and what is your favorite line from that movie?
Favorite movie? I got a lot. I'll go. Favorite. I mean, just one.
Okay, favorites. Give us your top 3.
Well, I like Remember the Titans.
It's a great movie.
Denzel Washington tells Coach Yost, I'm a winner. I'm going to win.
Yeah.
Like, let me run the program.
Yeah.
So that's a sports movie. Comedy movie, I'll go Wedding Crashers. Not appropriate for all audiences. There's a line at the beginning that says, "You shut your mouth when you're talking to me." I kind of like that. And then, I like a lot of sports movies.
Yeah.
Are you a big movie guy, like movie over TV shows? Or is it more TV shows?
I'm more of a podcast book guy. But,
There you go.
If there's a good movie out, I'll go see it. But I definitely do not like, and my wife would tell you the same thing, the worst thing is to go into a movie that is not good. And then you walk away after 2.5 hours like, man, I just wasted 2.5 hours watching this. And I'm also not afraid to go into a movie and if like the first hour is bad and I'm realizing this is a bad movie, I mean,
Getting out of there,
I'll
yeah.
leave. I'm not going to
Yeah.
double down on the,
Stay the
well,
whole
I'm already
time.
here.
Yeah.
But I do like movies. I like good movies.
Yeah.
People ask me if I'm a
how
dog
I
person.
am.
I'm not a dog person, but I like good dogs.
That's how I am with movies. If it's a good movie, if I like it, it's probably pretty decent.
Blue
but
Beetle?
Blue Beetle was not a good movie.
Blue Beetle?
Blue Beetle was not good.
Yeah, our
I
friend
have not
Adam,
heard.
He picked that movie, and he's no longer allowed to pick movies after that one.
What's a good book recommendation you've got for us?
Let me scream. A book recommendation. One I just finished is Shoe Dog by Phil Knight.
Okay.
That's one of the best books I've read. I'm big on nonfiction. And I actually, so I finished the book kind of the same time that Oregon came to play us in football. And guess who was there? Phil Knight. And I was trying to figure out where he was going to sit. And he was in of course, the visiting team's AD suite.
Right.
And I had so much going on that day, but I brought the book up to the suites.
Okay.
And if I would have taken care of donors more efficiently, I probably would have had the time to go up there and get it signed. But
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause that's a guy that's been, Nike's a pretty powerful company. He started it from scratch. It really is a cool story how he started it.
Why don't you get a? I've got one more question for you after this,
All right.
and then we'll.
Yeah.
It's the thing about the long drive contest,
It's gotta
it
be
doesn't
it.
matter. No, it doesn't matter where it goes. You
I
can
said for
hit
him,
it.
it has to stay in.
Oh, see, he changed the rules on me.
Well, the
King-
rule for everybody else
King
is
said I
you're
had to
making
stay in
it
between
I said he has
the
to keep
net
it in
and the post.
perimeter. I'm just trying to make it.
I think
a
you
fair
can do it.
He's wanting to give Avery and Norris a chance.
Yeah.
I think you're going to
Gotta
beat
get one.
23. I definitely think you're going to beat 150.
You can get down to your last shot and just kind of hit a little wedge shot with a driver down there. I think you'd be all right.
It's now I'm starting to slice a little bit.
Just a little bit to the left. Okay, last question. This is one I've also asked to everybody, and I think I've gotten the same answer from everyone so far. What is you've been to a lot of cool venues in basketball. What is the, I guess, most daunting, other than Fog Allen, what is the most daunting arena in the Big 12 that you've been to?
In the Big 12,
Yeah.
Iowa State, they pack it every
that's the
time.
answer that I've gotten from everyone.
Everybody says Iowa State?
Yeah.
Because I've seen them really good with like George Niang and those guys,
Yeah.
and I've seen them not good.
Yeah.
And they fill it up
Yeah.
every year, regardless of the record.
That's exactly what Norrin said.
Yeah. Butler I just went to. They're not in the Big 12, but that was a cool
rocking.
place.
Yeah.
Because that's where, if y'all seen the movie Hoosiers,
Yep.
like those kids, small town Indiana kids going to play in the playoffs, and they're measuring the goals, see if it's 10 feet. That's where it took place.
Yeah.
And that's just an iconic place. Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Is Fog Allen as daunting as it seems?
It's not as big as you would think.
Yeah.
Because they just squeeze everyone in there.
Yeah.
Like sardines. It's just bleachers, and it's so old because, like, if they make one structural change to it, then they have to abide by ADA and put in like those the guardrails and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it's very like old.
Right.
But when they when they fill it up, which they do every game, and you're looking around, like, it's pretty daunting.
Yeah.
But cool.
Yeah.
I think the most daunting thing was my freshman year playing there, and you come out 2 hours, like you get to the arena, and you go out to warm up, and every arena you've been in is empty until like an hour or 30 minutes before tip-off. But there, 2 hours before,
Packed.
student section's already full
Yeah.
because they're high demand.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cool place. I got to play there a couple times when they were either blowing us out or we didn't blow them out. But
Y'all got a win there though.
We did.
That was cool.
2018, yeah.
Got to win. I remember
At Elite 18.
one of my favorite games that was played. It was here in Lubbock, but it was the whiteout game when y'all played Kansas and y'all just wore them
we
out,
killed them.
Just went after.
That was
them.
one of Bill Self's biggest
Yeah,
losses.
that was such a fun game. I mean, it was just
Yeah, you got
nonstop.
the end of that game. Me and Avery got in the game. Parker Hicks got in the game. They cleared their bench.
Yeah,
And one of my buddies took like a picture and he said, I don't know ever if it's happened, which it just doesn't happen often, but there's 10 guys in a basketball court, and at that particular moment, there was 6 Caucasians, which just normally doesn't happen when you're playing a blue blood school like Kansas, and then us, we're all in at the same time.
yeah. No, that was a pretty incredible game, and some really good Texas Tech teams that came through recently. So we're gonna wind it up here with the practice. We're gonna play some Jeopardy.
Okay, let's do it.
We've got the long drive. We'll finish it out, and we'll move on to the next segment.
All right, and welcome back to the podcast. Our third segment today is going to be, are you smarter than a fifth grader questions? I got removed from the answering questions panel, so I will be asking the questions today. But the first question.
Name a pear as a vegetable.
Okay.
Got disqualified.
To me, for now, a pear will always be a vegetable, and I'm just going to live with it. I know it's very incorrect, but.
And we've also got buzzers, so.
So they're all going to have a buzzer, so when they click in their buzzer, they're able to answer the question. And everybody has one phone a friend, which is going to be one of the audience members. So if you're an audience member, also be listening to the question. Because if I ask a really hard question, like if I ask them to like add or subtract, and they don't get it correct, y'all can help out your favorite contestant today.
And he's playing for golf shots. Lucas and I are playing for pride.
Yeah, and then this is Lucas. Lucas, I guess for 2 seconds. You have like 30 seconds. Introduce yourself.
Lucas.
Tell us who you are.
Yeah, I'm Lucas White. I'm from Virginia, but parents are from here. I've known Andrew for about 5 or 6 years, family connections. So when Landon told me that he was going to be on the podcast, I knew right away that I had to come and support Andrew on the podcast.
Especially when he heard we're playing Jeopardy. He's been studying.
Oh, absolutely.
He's just been on his phone watching, seeing what King's going to ask.
High stakes.
Yeah.
High stakes. This is so Andrew can get a couple extra shots during our long drive competition. So really high stakes for him. For these two, it's kind of just more bragging rights. But hey, we compete for everything. So our first question, it's going to be a softball-ish kind of tough question. But on the periodic table, which element is represented by the letter L? Let me continue your.
Oh, there you go. Hang
Now you can go.
What is lithium?
That is correct.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
That is correct.
That's impressive.
Now what, Lucas?
Actually, that's 2 golf shots right there that you just got.
That was a third grader question, by the way.
Really?
So third graders should know that.
And that was supposed to
I
be a
had no
softball.
idea what that was, and if it was in front of me, I would have got it wrong.
I graduate on Saturday and I wasn't aware.
Okay, our next question is going to be, how many feet are in 75 yards?
Holy.
Landon?
5. Oh, 75 yards?
Yeah.
Oh, 225.
That is correct.
Said
225.
it's 75 times 3.
I went the wrong way.
You divided by 3 instead of multiply.
Yeah. Put the wrong sign in there.
Okay, your next question is going to be, what is the hardest material on Earth?
You can tell you if you want it.
Dude, hardest material.
Andrew.
Is it diamond?
It's diamond.
Dude, that's
it is
that was
diamond.
what I was thinking. I just
Boom.
wasn't brave
I
enough
was
to say it.
guessing myself.
Which is
Darn.
just, which
Being
is
bold
just
pays
crazy.
off.
And that was
Wait,
a
hold on.
second
What is the
question.
penalty for getting one wrong? No penalty, right?
I don't think we have a
I'm
penalty.
going to start firing and I'm going to
Just gonna start firing them off. Okay. The next question is, who invented the light bulb?
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison is correct.
That's 2.
I think I might have previewed that one to y'all earlier.
These are easier than I thought.
It's 2 to 0.
2 to
right
2.
now.
Yep. Now we're entering
Better
the
step
fourth
up.
grader.
Come on, Lucas.
We're entering the fourth grader questions.
Oh,
How many inches are in a foot?
12.
12 is correct. Were you taking a drink of water?
That's a 4th grade question.
That's
There's
a
no way
fourth
we're
grader.
learning about lithium, but can't tell you how many inches are in a foot.
Kindergarten.
We're learning backwards right now.
Okay, our next question is going to be, what landmass on Earth is known as the island continent?
The island continent.
Australia.
Australia is correct.
Wow, it's
That's
what
good.
My
Yeah.
guess would not have been that.
What were
That's
your
good.
answers?
Huh?
What were you going to say?
I probably would have said Hawaii.
Continent. Hawaii.
Yeah, no, if I'm coming
Continent.
on the first thing on my head, yeah, it was definitely Hawaii.
I went there for a brief second. And I'm like, no.
I went from there to Japan. That was Japan was my second one.
Good job, Lucas. Lucas is on the board.
Lucas is on the board.
See, I made fun of King, and now it's
now
coming
you
back
get
to
it.
bite me.
Now you get it. I think the tally is 2-2-1.
That's right.
3, 2, 1.
3-2-1. You have 3?
You have 3?
Okay.
Better sit up a little bit.
What is the longest river in the United States?
Oh, United States.
Lucas.
Missouri.
The Missouri River is correct.
Wow. The comeback is
comeback.
furious.
He let
right
us
now.
get a head start.
Real.
This is a furious comeback right now.
There is. Okay. Our next question is, who invented the Mona Lisa? Or who painted, sorry, the Mona Lisa? So me.
Who invented it? Who painted the Mona Lisa?
Landed.
I'm gonna go with Da Vinci.
It is Da Vinci.
Leonardo.
Good Leo. Yeah.
I'm scared to answer now.
I clicked on an ad right when I said the question. So
you got 4 now.
Yeah, 4, 2, 2. Is that right?
4, 2, 2.
We'll go 20 questions. So we'll go to 20, and then yours count as 1 golf shot per one that you get right.
So now it's 1 goal. Okay.
Yeah, so we're doubling it, but I mean it kind of evens out.
I like it.
Okay. Our next question is, what is the prefix in the word unnecessary? Lucas. It is un.
Where are we at now? What grade is this?
This is still
We're
4th
still
grade.
kindergarten.
No one
This
about the land. What was it? Something continent, but figuring
Australia.
out that un is the prefix of unnecessary. Yeah.
4th grade was wild, dude. That's all I got to say.
I did well.
Lucas excelled in 4th grade.
Flying colors.
That was his grade.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll,
we go.
I'll
Yeah.
wait for you to. I'll wait for you to get a sip. I'll wait for you to get a sip. Okay. Maine borders which United States state? Andrew.
Man, New York.
That is incorrect.
Oh, that would have been my guess too.
Lucas.
New Hampshire.
It is New Hampshire.
See, that's not fair because he's frequented up there before.
New Hampshire. I got the new part right.
New York was definitely where I was going.
What is the world's smallest fish? This is 4th grade. I would like to remind my contestants.
Smallish fish is
Tadpole.
tadpole.
That is incorrect.
That's what I would have guessed.
Lucas.
Guppy.
That is incorrect.
I got no
Isn't that
guess.
just-
My guess was tadpole.
It's just you.
My
give a
guess was
guess.
tadpole.
Just you gotta
Use your phone a friend.
just. But
I don't think anybody else knows. I don't think anybody else
numbers are not
knows.
in your head. No, do not use it.
I'm not going to use it because I don't think anybody out there knows.
Man, I guess yeah.
Unless somebody's looking it up. I see some phones going.
All right, I'm gonna give it 2 seconds.
I'm going to call on Kyle.
You're using your phone, a friend?
What?
I'm calling on Kyle.
Go for it. Give us a.
Give us a. Just yell it.
Let's see. Panocycris.
It is called. Mine stops at Paragysitis.
That's what he said first. That counts.
That's what mine said. This is
counts.
4th grade.
Yeah, it's not 4th grade.
So what are 4-3-4 right now? Is that the
4-3-4. Yeah.
I knew Kyle. I had one in my back pocket there.
4th grade is wild.
That is crazy.
I'm in shock. I'm terrified. I don't know if I'm gonna get what's 2 + 2 or.
Whose picture is on the $5 bill?
Abraham Lincoln.
It is Abraham Lincoln. I went back down a second.
Abraham.
I went back. I went back a little bit.
It's probably for the best.
I killed my self-esteem.
Lucas thought he was still
I
doing
thought I was
good in
still in
4th grade.
Again, we're gonna jump up to 3rd grade. What are the 3 states of matter? Brandon.
Solid, a liquid, and a gas.
That is correct. So
It's 5-3-5 right
5-3-5 right now.
I can't let him beat me.
Okay. How many times does 7 divide into 49? Landon.
now. 7.
Correct.
Are we still in 2nd grade? That might be my grade.
We went up to 3rd. You're really liking 3rd grade, aren't you?
6-3-5. We got 6 questions left.
6 questions left.
They come back.
Big comeback.
Okay. How many sides does a square have?
4.
Incorrect. That is correct. 3rd
5
grade apparently
questions
is
left, 6
wild.
6-4-5 right now.
6, 4, 5. You have 6? 4, 5.
Yeah.
Andrew, fierce comeback right here. What unit of measurement is ad-libbed by the word or by the term Oz. O-Z.
Oh, that's green. Ounce.
That is correct. Ounce.
You gotta have quicker hands.
655.
655?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming.
I'm trying to
Have
find
enough questions.
I'm trying to find a good one. I went to 5th grade.
Yeah, way too hard.
Way too hard.
Give us a shot.
Hey, yeah.
Give us a shot.
Give you a shot at 5th grade?
We got an audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but I only
What
had one.
revolutionary leader wrote the influence Common Sense in
Is it Thomas Paine?
It's Thomas Paine. Wow. Wow.
Going the wrong way.
See, I have more of an advantage the more we go up.
That is insane.
Because then it's just quicker hands.
What is the name of the first satellite put in orbit by the United States?
Oh.
Oh, man.
I'm seeing people in the audience jump up.
I'm going to use my phone a friend here.
It's like a
Who is
dog's
it?
name.
Who are you phoning?
I'm going to phone John.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going
like
to go
a,
with Sputnik.
That's right. That's correct.
According to this, that is incorrect. So, you
So
lost your
it's
phone
up
a
to
friend.
you.
You lost your phone, Fred.
Oh, that's tragic.
According to Google, he's 100% correct.
That's not it on mine.
That fish over here. We got the referee.
Whoa.
Right there, that's not what it says.
I think whoever wrote this isn't smarter than a sixth
Sputnik
grader.
is Russian.
Sputnik is Russian.
I didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
See, I thought that when I said it, but I trusted my
Sputnik was Russia. That's what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you said not United States, huh?
Yep, by the United
Are
States.
you calling on somebody? Well, I guess we already.
Well, you still have a
You
shot.
still have your phone a friend.
Yeah, Lucas has a phone a friend, and apparently everybody knows. All
Pocket. I'm gonna,
You're gonna keep this one?
yeah.
We'll skip the next question.
right.
Okay. Explorer. Explorer was the answer.
6 to 6.
I wouldn't have got that.
to 5. 3 questions left.
3 questions left.
665.
You
Give me
need to
another.
reset my buzzer, King.
Oh, sorry.
He needs another math.
What does the A in NASA stand for?
Aerospace?
It is not aerospace.
Astronaut. No! Lucas, you're.
Oh, yeah, Lucas.
Yeah, Lucas is the final one with a guess. Might as well guess. Give it something.
Can I phone a friend?
You can phone a friend.
It's association. No. just say.
I'm gonna
felt-
phone my fiance, Casey.
Aeronautics is correct.
What did you say?
I said aerospace.
That's definitely
said
where my
aerospace.
first thought was.
So you were like, it has to be astronaut.
Yeah, I mean, talking about NASA.
So we're all tied up.
Yeah.
It's all tied up
6 to 6. Wow.
with
Woo!
2 questions left.
2 questions.
Okay. This is gonna be a softball, so everybody get your buzzers ready. How many sides does a hexagon have? Landed.
Now I'm second guessing myself. That's 6. I'm confident. That's
I'm not
6.
gonna lie, your father looked so disappointed, but it is correct. It is 6.
That was one of those ones you don't want to get wrong.
You like
a 4-foot putt to break par.
That's right. Now we can only
our
tie
last
them.
question comes from the 5th grader category. What is the capital of Connecticut? Lucas?
Hartford.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hartford.
Wow, that's impressive.
That is okay. So do we have a tie?
Yeah, so it comes down
So
to.
you guys, hit him with a fifth grade question again.
Hit him with a 5th grade question. I gotta go all the way
Give
back
us-
down there.
Give us
Okay.
the hardest one that you've got.
Who's the NASA one? I didn't think anyone was gonna get that.
I think it was the fish that we were talking about in like 2nd grade.
I don't think, nobody in here knew the fish.
Okay.
That was incredible.
For the last question, which blood type is known as the universal recipient? Landon.
O negative.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Lucas.
Oh,
You gotta give him. Gotta give him.
You have to
Why
give
not
an
say
answer.
the opposite?
Yeah, I'll give you it. Well, no, maybe not. Go ahead. Give your answer.
We wanted
Just
to
do
go
it.
to
You
fifth
know,
grade.
you heard what he said. Give him the opposite.
This is what happens in 5th grade, apparently.
positive.
That is incorrect. A, B.
Maybe.
A, B? I don't even know that could be.
I bet Kelsey probably would have known that one.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I said recipient.
Oh, okay. So I feel like since we both got that wrong,
I'll
we're
give
back
you on
to a
another one.
three-way tie right now. Because we're gonna. This is for all the marbles. We all three have an answer at this last one.
Okay. All of you can answer
Lucas
on
and I
this
couldn't
last
take
one.
care of it.
Sudden,
we couldn't get it
sudden
done.
death.
Yeah, we couldn't get it done.
Sudden
so it's
death.
between all of us right now for all the marbles.
I went to 4th grade because I really like this question. The Great Sphinx in Egypt, head is represented by which animal? Landon.
Cat.
Head is represented by which animal?
I need a specific kind of cat.
One of the bald ones. What's their name? A sphinx.
What?
Sphinx.
The question had sphinx in it.
Read the question again.
The Great Sphinx in Egypt has the head, and body type of which specific animal?
I mean, I can see it.
I would not excel in 4th grade now. Like that's when I figured it out.
You're learning how to add while having to figure out.
I will say, Landon said cat. He was on the right track.
A lion, tiger,
Bear,
cheetah, wolf, fox,
Go to the beginning answer. Your first one.
lion.
Lion.
Lion is correct.
My first answer was lion.
Yeah. You said lion.
Lion, tiger.
Bear. But that is going to be it for all the marbles. Andrew got it done. So
I did
that
say
is-
lion
Yeah, you did say it first.
He did say lion.
with a bunch of other answers.
We'll
I'll
get
take
back
it.
to, yeah.
I'll take it.
The academy.
They got to be nice to me.
We're gonna give you eight golf shots. We won't count the last one because it was a little up in here, but we'll give you 8 golf shots and we'll go take it down.
I think if we learned anything in this segment is that not all of us are smarter than a 5th grade.
Yeah,
But-
we knew that.
That's gonna be everything. We're gonna wrap up. We're gonna set up the cameras over there. We'll see you in a second.
Alrighty, we are back with the last segment of the podcast. We're going to have the long drive contest with Andrew. He's got a score of 151 yards to beat, so very, very beatable.
Very
You can
hard,
do it.
yeah.
And as he said, this isn't just to beat the last 2 people. This is to
beat all
the
future
people in the
guests.
future. Yeah, you've got to put up a good score. So we're going to see the score he can put up. He's got 8 shots to do it, and we're going to let him start hitting. It is all up to you.
Wind up.
First one's a little pressure, huh?
A little pressure.
Oh, that's a good
All
shot.
right, gets a hold of the first one.
I think that's hanging in too.
Hanging in the perimeters.
Oh,
One,
yeah.
eight.
We're already past.
It's not where it bounced, it's where
No,
it.
it's where it ends.
Yeah, where it ends up.
215. Nice.
215. We have a new record, but like we said, he's trying to keep this thing going. See if he can beat 215. You got
Yeah.
7 shots to do it.
Ah!
That one is going to be outside.
Now I'm trying to kill it.
Interesting.
Did not count
It
that
didn't
one,
track,
but it
but
still
we're
counts
still
as
counting
shot
that.
number 2. So this is shot number 3 right here. 215 yards.
That's a
The low
stinger.
one. I think it likes the low ones a little bit better sometimes.
It does.
Just gonna
Little sting
sting.
and run.
It's going to roll.
Not going to be enough, though.
Not. Well.
Maybe.
Keep going.
Oh!
It's gonna roll.
216. He beat it by a yard on the 3rd shot.
That landed at 150 and rolled all the way out to 216.
That might be the strategy.
Yeah. It likes the low ones. This is shot number 4.
That's gonna be too
Got a
right.
hold of it. Is it gonna hang? It's not gonna hang.
No.
Well,
Not
it's hit
good.
very well though. That one's gonna get held up.
All right, lock in.
Shot number
Locked
5.
in.
You've got 3 shots left. You're at 216. See if we can keep raising that up a little bit.
Got a hold of that one.
Also going to be off.
Straighten it
to
out.
the right. You got 2 more shots. Shot number
Just breathe.
7, right?
Just think about it. Shot number 7. Give this one and
Sometimes
one more.
thinking about it's not a good thing.
No.
Just gotta
Just
gotta
hit you one out
focus,
there.
dial in.
Got 2 left. Oh, that one was hit good. It's
And a
got to hang
slice.
on a little bit though.
Has to hang
It's
in.
gonna hug the line.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
That one had no sting
Not
to it.
had too much spin.
Oh, and it's going to come off. 203. All right, you're down to
Summit.
your last
This
shot.
is it.
I'm at
Last ball.
216.
1 left.
216.
216 is the score.
You gotta
to
beat the rest of the guests as well.
This one is.
All the marbles.
You were clutch in the game. Can you be clutch?
Well, so the next guest, if I help invite him, I don't want him to be a good golfer. So I'm gonna find somebody that's bad.
You gotta keep that in mind.
Oh, I tried to kill it.
And for his last shot, he strikes
And
out.
I'm not. I mean, y'all can
the
count that
first
one,
time tonight.
but I'm not leaving this place on that one.
I seriously think that's the first shot that we've seen go that way.
Go a little bit
We'll
wayward.
give him one more unofficial score. Oh my goodness.
Of course, the
Down the
line went
middle.
down
That's how it
pressure.
happens every time. The unofficial one is going to get counted.
It just stops.
Just had too much spin.
Oh,
So
Consistent.
official time,
216,
216. Unofficial
on
time,
the
216.
And that is
But-
going to do
so
it
but
for
that
us
is
here.
the record.
That is the
That is
record.
the record.
You are the new record holder.
I'll take it.
216 yards. And
It'll probably
yeah,
be beat.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a solid score to put up there. But again, I want to give a big shout out to the live audience. We appreciate them being here. There's a lot of pressure that you had watching you on that shot, so it was a good performance. But big shout out to the live audience for taking time out of the day to
Yeah.
be here, and then obviously to Mukewater and to I'm like Skydive Media, I'm blanking on the name. We appreciate all that they do to make sure this thing can run, and then to Andrew for taking the time to come and talk with us. I think that was a good talk, and a lot of people
Yeah.
take some good things away from it.
No, thank you guys for having me. Seriously.
Of course, any time, and that's gonna do it. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope y'all have a Merry Christmas, and we will see you guys in the next podcast.
And cut.
That was fun.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You guys were awesome.
That was fun.